Guys and dolls, Freedom Dad here, and I come to you from a working class kitchen. so, my mother-in-law, she says, "Oh, kitchen, look, it's the state of this and look at the state of that." Just typical. Like I walk in the house, like some of my mates and that, and she like goes off her nut at me. Like she's going on about the state of the house, and I swear to God, the place is immaculate. I mean, it really is. It's an absolutely beautiful house. But if something's out of place, it's in her head, it's a mess. You know what I mean? So, no, I think we're all like that. I think we all have them. But no, it's just gonna have some need. It's early in the morning. Don't want to get this out. Got some friends coming around. Just to drop off some stuff for the baby and stuff like that. Get a chin wag, and it's difficult. This is another difficult part of when you want to change your ways. You want to like follow the path of God a bit better. You know what I mean? For whatever reason, you know what I mean? And not stopping drinking was a big one, you know what I mean? Because I was never a big drinker, guys, but that was where I met my mates. My mates would come from all over the place and we would meet at the pub, you know. And we would have a few drinks and stuff like that, and they'd either stay in a hotel or they would you know, stay with me. And yeah, it's strange, no having that element in my life, and quite sure anybody here, particularly my mate Ronnie, and the ginger's working great, by the way. I have to say, good friend, um, told me about ginger, just about taking ginger. This is one my stomach and that, and I've been taking a wee shot of ginger in the mornings, and I feel that my appetite is getting a bit better. You know what I mean? I have to say, a big improvement in my intake of food, very big improvement. It's very strange. It's just like I don't know if talking about it has helped, guys. You know what I mean? I really don't know what it is psychologically. You know what I mean? Because I speak to so many people. Because I get advice as well from you guys. Believe it or not, you know what I mean? It does works both ways. Like 110%. You know, and like when I'm helping guys out or talking to guys on the phone or girls or whatever, you know what I mean, about mental health or whatever, um, they say things that like help me, you know what I mean? And yeah, like I say, it's non-stop, guys. Like this kind of carry on is non-stop in life. You're always learning about your mental health. You know, every time you think you get there, you've got it, so something else happens, and you're like, you know what I mean? Didn't expect that. So, listen, I'm just coming on to say I'm going to do a wee live tonight. Say about half six, seven. I think that's about the best time. Need to check. I think Paul Thorpe and that they do theirs at 9, so I'm trying to not clash with them. Just so you guys can, if you want, jump from one live to another. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, live's just like the way I look at a live is like interacting with my followers who like have been there for all like because obviously it works the same way for me. So has I've been doing this in the last 6 months? I don't know. I need to look back at my first video. I think it's 4 or 5 months now. We must be hitting 6 months, and some of these guys have been there from the start. And obviously, like you've got like a video every day. 140 videos on my at in 6 months or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. So when you're doing videos like that and you're doing videos that are personal and people ask you questions or talk to you or agree with you or tell you not to be putting yourself down, which a lot of you do say, it becomes personal. You know what I mean? Like, even though I don't know you, some used to have pictures up, some used to sort of do your own YouTube channels a wee bit, but personally don't really know you know what I mean? And it's like that's growing that personality bit that you need to have a relationship with people. It's grown with every single one of you, and yeah, it's like everything's both way, guys. You know what I mean? 110%. I forgot my train of thought there. But yeah, just gonna have some bacon. I'm gonna have a Tommy Robinson special. Um, bacon, uh, bacon salami. You know what I mean? But yeah, bacon, tomato, bit of cheese. I think I'll go for. I'm actually toying with the idea of a bit of bacon and pancake. You know the wee pancakes you get. So normally grill them for a couple of seconds just to give them a wee bit of a hot toughness, and then fry them. They're quite nice with a bit of bacon and a bit of honey. I got that in America, believe it or not. Went and we were in America, ordered breakfast, and they were like pancakes, and I was like, pancakes? You know what I mean? This time of the morning, you know what I mean? Ordered the pancakes, man, big stack of pancakes came out, and they were dynamite. Best pancakes I've ever tasted in my life, you know what I mean? And bacon, what was it they had? It wasn't like syrup, and it wasn't honey. I can't remember, it wasn't treacle, but some like probably was honey, but a different Canadian sort of thing, you know what I mean? But it was really nice. Was it syrup? Maybe it was syrup. Can't mind. But yeah, it was really nice. With like, it was the pancake with the bacon. Absolutely, never thought of that. You know what I mean? So yeah, sort of, I have that quite a lot. If you know what I mean, like the sweet and the savoury sort of thing, bacon and the pancake. You got to have a wee bit of honey with it, or a wee bit of whatever floats your boat. That particular syrupy sort of sweetness. You know what I mean? I go with honey. Honey's really meant to be really good for you. I've been taking honey all my days. You know what I mean? In my tea. You know, whatever, any chance I get to get honey, I'll get it into me, you know. But no, it's just a wee quick video, guys. That you know everything's good. Running with the baby, getting all laughs on the baby. You know what I mean? Baby's getting sleeping like you know, good 5 6 hours now. You know what I mean? Like that, she's getting that one block at night where the baby's out cold. Happy days. You know what I mean? She's still at that bit like waking up and going, whoa, what's up? You know, is everything all right? And baby's fine, loving it. You know, she's waking up and just sitting down in her cot, and then she's getting up. She's letting me change her nappy. You know, what I mean, you've got limits, and you know, what I mean, she's no stupid. So she knows once her nappy's getting changed, she's no far away from getting fed. She knows there's no point crying and all that because she does this noise. It's not a cry. It's just like an angry, you know, and that's sort of like you know that she's getting fed up. She doesn't know. She does that. She lets you know. That's what it starts with. That's your first sign that she's ready to get fed. You've probably got about 5 minutes from that first and 10 minutes from that first initial to get the bottle ready or get whatever ready. You know what I mean? So yeah, all good. The mother-in-law's just walked in. She's camera shy. You want to do a piece of camera?
No, you're fine, thank you.
And I'm telling you, one day it's going to be like Morgan and Wise. So, you know what I mean? It's just you know, getting that dipping our toe in there, you know, like that's her being on camera but not actually on camera. So that's a step in the right direction. You've heard her voice. You know what I mean? But this is what I say, you know, anyone he is, you know, you just don't know what you've got. You just don't know every one of these are individuals and you don't need to be special, guys. There's nothing special about me or anybody else. You know what I mean? It's like we're all individuals in this. Like I said, Sean, if she knew exactly what she looked like from my point of view and everybody else's point of view, she would be quite comfortably doing videos because it would be, you know, real life with a bit of comedy and all the rest of it, and just a real person. You know, there's not many real people online right now. They're all reading from scripts and editing and all the rest of it, and everybody's too, you know, I don't want to put, you know, at the end of the day, like, you know, he's are all, if you're a nice person, there's no reason why you shouldn't do anything like this. And that doesn't matter if you only have 2 or 3 people subscribing and watching you. You make one person's day a wee bit better, you know what I mean? And like, just talk to something like you're talking to your friend, you know what I mean? And you put the video up and somebody comments back, that's you interacting, you know what I mean? And before you know it, you can do a wee live and you have a wee group of friends from all around the world and you can sit down and have a wee chat on a Saturday night at a particular time every night, and slowly that would grow from maybe 2 or 3 to 5 or 6 to 10, 11 to who knows. That would be up to you, and you know you're in control of that. Like you know what I mean. Once you do stuff like this and you learn how it works and that, it is pretty easy to do. You know what I mean. Um, you know, there's all that little tricks of the trade to grow platforms and stuff like that. If that's what you want, you know what I mean. So, like I say, everybody thinks down of themselves. Everybody thinks bad of themselves. You know, you've all got a story to tell, no matter what. We've all been through stuff. Some people have been through some stuff that are just, you know, make me look like a choir boy. And they're there, and we're never going to know. We're never going to hear them stories of what other people have been through because they don't believe in themselves. You know what I mean? They don't. You know, who would want to watch me, or I look this way, or I look that way, or you know, what have I got to offer? You know what I mean? This is what I'm saying. You just can't. Once you get over that initial bit of, you know, believing yourself, because you're the only person that stops you from doing anything, and that's the God's honest truth. You know, there's nobody powerful enough to stop you doing stuff. If you want to do something, you'll do it. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, consequences or no consequences, you're doing it. And at the end of the day, it's only you that stops yourself. You know what I mean? It's you. You know, you need to just throw them legs off the edge of the bed or throw them legs off the edge of the couch and, you know, go for a shower, freshen up. You know what I mean? Put some clean clothes on and get yourself out there, and just you know, and that's all. That's all it's about. You know what I mean? It's like I was in the jail years and years ago, and I was like wanting to get a 6 pack, and I was always tubby and all that. I always had like a good bit of fat on me, like, and I just could not. Everybody was like, I was doing hundreds of press ups and sit ups and doing everything, and I was coming on quite well everywhere else. And but I wanted that flat 6 pack, and I said to the the PE teacher, the fuck do I need to do? You know what I mean? You know, because I'm trying crunches, I'm doing all incline sit ups, decline sit ups, I'm hanging from bars and bringing my knees up. I'm doing everything, you know, and it basically just says me, just get off your bed, you know. So what he was basically saying is when I'm in my cell, you're just laying there watching TV or listening to the radio or reading a book, get up and do sit ups, you know what I mean? And that's how you get a six pack. But turned out it was a wee bit, you know, that works for some people, but what worked for me was step ups. So that's what got me my six pack. That's what get rid of the fat around the bottom of my belly, and it took, but just burned it all away with step ups, doing big step ups. So not doing it in one Reebok step, doing it, putting two Reebok steps up. I've covered it, and you do 50 starting off your right, down, up, down. Then you do 50 starting up your left, up, down. So that's 101 seconds. So you do three sets. So that's 300 step ups. It's hard. You should be sweat running off your chin and dripping down. You should be soaking by the time you finish it. But you know, it does. It's a cracking. But whatever it does the tummy. For women, like, you know, does your tummy, does your bum. You know, sorts all that loose fat out. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, I'm not a P. I actually am. I did do a course when I was like really young. I'd done a community sports leadership award, which covered everything from training people, personal trainer, and all that. But it wasn't something that I wanted to. Like again, I'd done a lot of things in jail to get out. You know, it was. You know, I'm trying to tick boxes. You know what I mean? You know, basically going to jail, you cause a rat. You know what I mean? And then you calm down halfway through, and then when it's time to start like trying to get home, even paroles, you start behaving yourself. So it makes them look as if they've changed you, and you give them that impression. You got them know, yeah, it was really bad when I came in, but look what you've done. I'm a good boy now. I'm doing education. Look, I'm doing a degree. Yeah, I've done this course, that course, and every other course. You know what I mean? I can show you the courses and the certificates I've got. It's unbelievable. Like I've got everything: streetworks, chainsaw, clearance saw, everything. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna. There is quite a lot for me to go on, like MVQs and all that. It's just an awful lot, and like I said in my other videos, that's what we do. We do what we need to do to get out. You know what I mean? There was never any time whenever I was getting like reformed or what is it, rehabilitated. You know what I mean? Yeah, they like to think that they were. You know what I mean? But this just shows you, you know, like I always class myself as a career criminal. You know, man, I know I talk about being a curber, and you know, honestly, I never, you know, I'll be honest with you, I did enjoy prison. There was only one prison I felt I didn't belong. That was Berlin. Don't ask, you know what I mean? Probably a lot to do with everything that was going on. With, you know, there's a different scene in the jails in Scotland, you know what I mean? And it was just a wee bit of a shock, the drugs side of things, you know what I mean? And like, it's just a different type of people, different type of criminal, you know what I mean? I'm not going to go into it because I will come across like I'm bad mouthing people, and you know, I've been there, done it, wrote the book, wore the t-shirt. I'm in no place to bad mouth anybody, you know what I mean? As you know, so I wouldn't want to give that impression out. But yeah, Barlinnie, but most of the jails I was in, you know, I've settled in all right, felt belonged there, didn't feel like I didn't belong, you know what I mean? So, you know, it was always good. But at the same time, I knew I was different, you know what I mean? I knew I was a kind hearted soul, and I knew people would take advantage of me if I wasn't careful. And I knew I had to act mean because I was such a kind. So I was able to be a kind soul to people. I was able to drop the initial hard man act because I was so because I've done so much damage, because I wouldn't hesitate in doing as much damage to you as possible, you know, brutally, and that was what keep left everybody just left me alone. And that was just a trick I used. And yeah, you know, at the end of the day, not a nice thing to do. But you know, the guy in question or guys in question would have been bullies. This is what they would have done. They would have tried to pick on people just coming in and see what they could get off them, see how far they could push them until they look bigger in front of all the other in front of all the other prisoners, you know what I mean? And like, I used to thrive in people like that, you know. I used to, you know, I used to look forward to meeting people like that because once it was out of the way, the initial doing them and then getting put in the digger and then going through the punishment, then getting back up in the wing, everybody knows the score by then. You'll have already met other guys down the digger, you will have become friends, you know, talking to each other through pipes, out one windows, through cracks of the doors. You would build relationships up with other men that were in the digger, punishment block, the hole, whatever, the boards. So you know, these guys would be the same sort of guys you use. They just didn't take any shit. They would crack screws if screws stepped out of line and fucking, you know what I mean? It's like it's rather basically the mindset was basically you know, it's either me doing you because I'm not getting done by nobody. You know, I'm not getting bullied. I'm not getting nothing crazy's happened to me. So that was it was more fear of what could have happened. You know what I mean? And that's you know, I think most people would adopt that. Like I say, not everybody's bad. They're not all bad people. Most of them are in there because they've went through care, they're in children's homes and all the rest. They've explained all that. But no, rabbiting on, guys. It's a wee Sunday rabbit on, so it is. But I'm gonna come live tonight. Um, yeah, that's all I'm coming on to say. I don't even know where I'm going. I'm going down the road to prison. What I'm talking about, to be honest with you. But yeah, hope you're all having a good Sunday. Like I say, everything's good. Baby's fucking brilliant. You know what I mean? Just get this feeling, guys. Honestly, like I can't explain it. Tried to explain it last night, and his mum was like, "Ah, that's what old dad's getting." I don't know. But like I've got a couple of moments, and like I've had this before in different scenarios, but this is different. But it's on the same level. It's like something opens up inside me, and I get this feeling. And the only way I can explain it is like when you take an E, you take that first E, you take your first ecstasy or whatever MDNA, whatever they call it. You know that very first time, and you get that rush and the euphoria where you love everybody and everybody's your friend, and it's just an amazing feeling. And every song that comes on is the best song you've ever heard. And imagine that, but multiply it by 100. That's the only way I can explain it, and it's only a moment. It comes and goes in a moment. I've had it a few times in life, and I've had it a couple of times with Lucky now, and it's a moment when I'm with her, and I'm just with her, and I'm not really doing anything. I'm just maybe thinking about how lucky I am, or thinking about the whole scenario being a dad and the connection, and I feel like I'm connecting when I'm there, and that's when it seems to happen, and I get this feeling of euphoria, and all I can tell you this is what I'm going to explain. This is what I think you need to know. The thing I think is important about it all. What I take from it is this is a feeling that we don't have on this planet. It really isn't, guys. Um, if we had this feeling on this planet, the world would be a totally different place. Believe you me, I can't explain it any other way. The world would be a completely different place. We would be completely different because we have this feeling. It is a feeling of love. It is a feeling of joy. It's a feeling of an eternal light. I don't know what it is, how to explain it. It's just an amazing feeling that if you could bottle, you'd be a very rich man. And I imagine if you weren't here, if you weren't on this planet any longer, and that was the feeling, I think we're all going to be pretty happy. That's all I'm going to tell you is you're going to be so happy, no matter how bad or what you're leaving behind or how hard you think it's going to be. If this is the type of feelings that we're going to get, that's what I'm experiencing. I know you might think I'm nuts. Like I say, I spoke to my mother-in-law about it. She says it's a dad thing. I just think there's something more to it. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is, and it sounds really weird. So it does, and a lot of people be saying it's God. Yep, more than likely, yeah, 110%. But I'm trying to keep it that way where I'm not pushing people away, because some people are scared. You mention God, and they go, "Oh, no," you know what I mean? I'm not mad. It's nothing wrong with me. You know what I mean? you do. People are like, there is this consensus that anybody that believes in God or is a Christian is an absolute crackpot. You know what I mean? But and this is one of the things I try to get across. You can be a Christian. You don't have to not swear or be totally sin. We are sinners. God tried to explain that to you as well. He died on the cross for our sins. We're not perfect. We're never going to go, boom, I'm a Christian, bang, that's it. Never going to fight again, never going to swear again, never going to do whatever again that might be a thing. I think most people are leading their lives in a pretty sinless way anyway, believe it or not. The Ten Commandments: do not steal, do not commit adultery, do not murder. No, these big ones, basic social policies that we all live by anyway. You know what I mean? It's the nitty gritty ones. You know what I mean? If you're married and you have an affair, that's a tricky one for people to get their heads around. Because he's no score. You can't have an affair. It says in the Ten Commandments. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's a sin. And God, you do get forgiven for your sins, but you've got to be genuine. You can't just go, "Oh, I'm going to die in the next 10 years. Better make peace with God." Do you know what I mean? Because it's not going to work like that. You know, I advise you all to do it. Make your peace now. You know what I mean? That's why I say it's Sunday, guys. So I'm going to go down this road a wee bit. Yeah, that's God's words, isn't it? So yeah, don't leave it till you're getting CT scans or you're worried about your stomach. You know what I mean? Or you're worried that you've just had a baby and you're thinking, how long have I got left here? Is this going to turn out what happened to me? You know what I'm talking about. So don't be like me, because that's not like I am. I'm trying to use me as an example because I know I've been with God for an awful long time. You know what I mean? Obviously, getting closer to the end of life will make you maybe pray a wee bit harder and maybe concentrate a wee bit harder. That's just human instinct. But it wasn't like I've been living a godless life and then all of a sudden I've jumped on the background of God. I've been living the life of God. Like my mum brought me up to be a Christian at church, yeah, like hardcore, like hard church, Sunday school, like in church on the Sunday, halfway through. before the sermon, they used to take us kids into another bit. And then we had a Sunday school on top of that. And then we had other stuff that they all done with the kids stuff that they took us out and all that. And then we had the BB, and the BB was the Christian way as well, And then, I ended up like, I think when I was about 12 years old, I was born again. I gave my life to God when I was 12 in a church. And, that's the story of my Christianity, you know what I mean? And I've kept God close to me, because one other reason why I've kept God close to me is because of my mum. I always believed if I didn't have God close to me, I wouldn't have my mum close to me. Because obviously my mum brought me up to be a God fearing Christian, like, to church, and she must have believed that herself. She wouldn't have just done that for me. She was a Christian, she went to church. My whole family, ancestors, right back. There's proof of getting married in churches and chapels and all the rest of it. So, it's a big thing, and it's easy for me to sit here and say, oh, this, that, and the other, because of the situation I'm in, getting on in life, having a baby, etc., etc. I do well be thinking about things that I have never thought about before. But all I'm trying to say to you is, guys, there's no harm. There's no harm. You know there's good and bad. How can you not take that a wee bit further? And if there's good and bad, then there's, that's black and white in it. You've got God and you've got evil, the devil. If it's good, black, white, there's always opposites. So if you've got really kind hearted, nice people, then you're going to have really bad, evil people. And then what the next step of that is God, evil, heaven, hell, consequences of how you behave. Why else would you think we're here? People say you're brought on this planet to recreate. No, you're not. That's got nothing to do with it. If you're sitting on a planet, or say a camp, or a country, whatever way you want to look at it, and there's thousands of us all, thousands, and we've only got enough food to feed 2,000 people, but we're into 2,000 and a half people, and everybody's having loads and loads of children, but we don't have enough food. So obviously God wouldn't be saying, "Oh, you got to keep creating. These are eating each other." Obviously there's limits to you can't just like the word of God. This is the way it is. Obviously circumstances change. Back in them days, they didn't have the responsibilities and the mental doubts that we have today because of the society that we live in, going to the school and our kids being brought up a certain way. They didn't have any of them restrictions. They didn't have taxes, having to go to work. You gotta work. You gotta work. Spend all your time away from your family. None of that. You know what I mean? So, like, at the end of the day, it's just common sense more than being a Christian, guys. You know, if you feel good in your heart, if you're a good person, you've got God in your life, explore it. At least explore it. Ask yourself, ask God a question and flick the Bible open at a random page and see what you get. Take it from there. That's all I'm going to say. Just take it from there. I'm not going to go on and on. 22 minutes. This was meant to be a 5 minute video, guys. I'm really, really sorry, but just talking what's in my head, what comes into my head. Um, yeah, everything's good, baby. We've got both grandchildren. Granny's got both grandchildren. Her sons and her daughters' grandchildren are here, obviously. So everything's brilliant. You know what I mean? I had a bit of a sore head, so I've taken paracetamol. This is a couple of times now I've had to take paracetamol. I really don't like them because I don't understand how people don't like. I feel a wee bit high from them. I'm not kidding you on. Like, I don't feel 110%. I don't feel right. I'm getting food into me. Hopefully, like, I've had a wee bowl of cereal before I took it, just so I had something in my belly. But obviously the sore head's away, but like it's a wee bit brain cloudy and stuff, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna try and just like I should have just started drinking some water, and concentrating more on ginger. That's the only thing I left out today as well. But no, it's just the stresses of everything. Waiting on this result for the CT scan. No news is good news, so I'm not stressing out about it. And other things are going on in my life that I can't talk about friends that I know. Hopefully I'll bring that soon. But I don't even want to bring it, to be honest with you, because I just don't want to talk about it because it's too hard. Some things you just, you know me, I just don't want to put that on news now because I don't want anybody being sad because we don't even know how sad we should be. And I want people to pray as well, you know what I mean? So it's a tricky situation, but I'm going to let my friend let you know first when he's ready, and then we'll take it from there. But yeah, all these things affect us. Everything affects us, you know. This is why people don't have anybody around them. This is why people live on their own and don't have any friends. Once their family pass away, they just sit on their own because they can't be. It's like you go through life meeting people and having friends and all the rest of it, and then they become no well or they die or something happens to them, and it breaks your heart. It's constantly, I mean, I've had my heart broken with family members down, and it's like, it is really, really difficult. It's like constant one after the other, and I did feel myself going into a reclusive way, so I was protecting myself from any more heartache, and that's I don't think I could have handled any more heartache, but you know, I'm in a different place now. And like I said, thanks to you, I'm not going to go on because like it's just nuts. I can't help it because it is thanks to you. I can't give you enough recognition, but it just sounds mental. Me going on about it sounds like, oh, shut up, and Dad, we get it. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get grub on, get some grub into me, and 6:30, 7 o'clock. Definitely alive tonight. Okay, guys, I'll see you there. God bless everyone.